If you've ever stood in front of your closet holding a dress in your hands while your heart raced faster than your thoughts, this is for you. If you've ever told yourself, maybe tomorrow, maybe when I lose weight, maybe when nobody's home, maybe when I look more feminine, stop right now. Because those excuses are not protecting you. They're stealing years you'll never get back. Every single day you wait is another day someone else decides how you should live. And here's the truth that most people never realize until it's too late. Confidence doesn't come before wearing the dress. Confidence comes because you wear the dress. Today we're ending every excuse. No more waiting for permission. No more chasing perfection. No more hiding behind fear. Zero excuses. Only dresses. Think about the very first excuse that probably entered your mind. I don't have the right body. Really? Look around the world. Every body shape exists. Tall, short, slim, broad shoulders, muscular legs, bigger waist, smaller hips. Fashion was never created for one body. Fashion evolves because bodies are different. The biggest mistake new crossdressers make is believing they have to transform into someone else before they deserve to wear what they love. That's backwards. Clothes are tools. They're meant to work with your body, not against it. Stop fighting the mirror and start learning from it. Every great dresser, regardless of gender, learned what cuts, fabrics, colors, and proportions worked best for them. They weren't born knowing. They experimented. They failed. They adjusted. They improved. Another excuse sounds even more familiar. I'll start after I buy better clothes. No, you won't. Because after you buy better clothes, you'll say you need better shoes. Then better makeup. Then a better wig. Then better lighting. Then better confidence. Excuses grow faster than confidence when you feed them. Start with what you already own. That simple dress you've been hiding in the back of your closet? Wear it. That inexpensive skirt you bought months ago? Wear it. Those basic tights? Wear them. Your first goal isn't perfection. Your first goal is movement. Progress begins with putting something on instead of putting everything off. Fear has an incredible talent. It disguises itself as logic. It whispers, you're just being realistic. But realism isn't telling yourself you'll never be good enough. That's fear wearing a mask. Ask yourself one question. Has fear ever improved your life? Has staying hidden ever made you happier? Has waiting ever magically solved your insecurity? Usually the answer is no. Waiting simply gives fear more time to become comfortable. Some people spend years studying crossdressing videos without ever actually crossdressing. They know every makeup trick, every styling tip, every fashion rule, every wig tutorial. But knowledge without action changes nothing. You don't become confident by collecting information. You become confident by collecting experience. The first time you zip up a dress. The first time you walk across your room in heels. The first time you smile at your own reflection instead of criticizing it. Those moments teach you more than hundreds of videos ever could. Let's talk about perfection. It's one of the biggest traps in this community. You see amazing photos online and immediately compare yourself. But what you don't see is the lighting, the camera angles, the editing, the dozens of deleted pictures, the years of practice, and the mistakes behind every polished image. You're comparing your beginning to someone else's highlight reel. That's an unfair competition you'll never win. Instead, compare yourself to the version of you from 6 months ago. That's the only comparison that matters. Every confident crossdresser has embarrassing memories. Maybe the wig looked completely wrong. Maybe the foundation didn't match. Maybe the dress fit awkwardly. Maybe walking in heels felt impossible. Good. Those moments are proof that they actually started. The only people who never make beginner mistakes are the people who never begin. Here's another excuse that quietly controls many lives. I'm too old. Really? Style has no expiration date. Joy has no expiration date. Self-expression has no expiration date. Whether you're 20, 40, 60, or beyond, today is younger than you'll ever be again. Imagine looking back 10 years from now realizing you wasted another decade waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time never arrives. It has to be created. Then there's the excuse. People will judge me. Yes, some people will. But here's something surprising. People judge everyone. They judge hairstyles, careers, hobbies, cars, relationships, voices, and personalities. If judgment is unavoidable, why sacrifice your happiness trying to avoid something you can never fully escape? The opinions that matter come from people who genuinely care about your well-being, not strangers looking for someone to criticize. Confidence isn't walking into a room believing everyone will love you. Confidence is walking into a room knowing you'll be okay even if they don't. That's freedom. Real freedom. Many beginners believe femininity is about looking perfect. It isn't. Femininity is often found in the smallest details. The way you slow down instead of rushing. The way you choose colors that make you smile. The way fabric moves as you walk. The way you care for yourself with patience instead of punishment. Those little habits create elegance far more than expensive clothing ever will. Stop trying to erase every masculine feature. Learn balance instead. Maybe your shoulders are broader. Fine. Choose silhouettes that complement them. Maybe you're taller than average. Great. Long dresses can look stunning. Maybe your hands are larger. Elegant nail care and graceful movement make a bigger difference than hand size ever will. Fashion isn't about hiding everything. It's about guiding attention. One powerful habit can completely change your journey. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" ask, "What can I improve today?" One question creates shame. The other creates growth. Improvement is exciting because it's possible. Perfection is exhausting because it isn't. Remember your first reason for wanting to wear dresses. Before fear interrupted. Before comparisons stole your excitement. Before social expectations filled your head with doubt. There was probably a moment when you simply saw a beautiful dress and imagined how it would feel. Hold on to that feeling. That's the real reason you started, not to impress strangers, not to compete online, but to experience a version of yourself that felt authentic. Your closet should never become a museum where beautiful clothes wait forever because you're waiting to become worthy of them. Clothes are meant to be worn. Memories are meant to be created. Confidence is meant to be built through action, not imagination. Here's a challenge. The next time you catch yourself making an excuse, don't argue with it. Don't analyze it. Don't negotiate with it. Simply replace it with one action. Put on the dress. Adjust the zipper. Look in the mirror. Take one photo. Walk around your room for 5 minutes. That's it. Small actions defeat giant excuses because excuses survive on hesitation. One dress today becomes 2 tomorrow. One confident step becomes 10. One smile in the mirror becomes genuine self-respect. None of that happens overnight, but every bit of it starts the exact same way. By refusing to let another excuse make today's decision for tomorrow's happiness. The biggest transformation doesn't happen when you change your clothes. It happens when you change the way you see yourself. A dress is just fabric. A pair of heels is just a pair of shoes. Makeup is just color. But the confidence you build through expressing yourself, that becomes part of who you are. And that's the part nobody can take away from you. Many people think crossdressing is only about appearance. They think the entire journey is about finding the perfect outfit, the perfect wig, or the perfect makeup style. But the deeper journey is about discovering courage. It's about standing face to face with the fears you've carried for years and finally saying, "You don't control me anymore." Because, let's be honest, fear has probably controlled more decisions than you realize. Fear decided when you opened your closet. Fear decided when you deleted pictures. Fear decided when you stopped yourself from buying something you loved. Fear decided when you looked at someone else and thought, "I wish I had their confidence." But confidence is not something other people are born with while you are missing it. Confidence is a skill. And like every skill, it grows through practice. The first step is accepting that your journey is yours. There is no universal rulebook that says you have to look a certain way, act a certain way, or fit into a certain image. Every crossdresser has a different reason, a different style, and a different story. Some love fashion. Some love the feeling of elegance. Some enjoy exploring another side of themselves. Some simply feel happier and more complete when they express this part of who they are. There is no single path, and there is no requirement to copy someone else's. One of the most damaging things you can do is turn your own journey into a competition. The internet makes it easy to compare. You see someone with perfect makeup, amazing outfits, professional photos, and years of experience. Then you look at yourself and think you are behind. But behind what? Who created this imaginary race? The only person you need to become better than is the person you were yesterday. Your first dress does not need to look like it came from a fashion magazine. Your first makeup attempt does not need to look like a professional artist created it. Your first photos do not need to look perfect. They only need to represent a moment when you chose courage over fear. Every expert was once a beginner. Every person who now looks confident once stood in front of a mirror wondering if they look strange. Every person who now understands fashion once made choices that didn't work. The difference between them and someone who stays stuck is simple. They continued. Learning your style is a journey of curiosity. Start noticing what makes you feel comfortable. Do you prefer elegant styles? Casual looks? Bold colors? Simple outfits? Classic designs? There is no wrong answer. The best outfit is not always the one that gets the most attention. The best outfit is the one that makes you feel like yourself. A lot of beginners make another mistake. They focus only on changing their appearance but forget about presence. The way you stand matters. The way you walk matters. The way you carry yourself matters. Confidence is communicated before you ever speak. Good posture, relaxed movements, and self-acceptance can transform your entire appearance. Think about people who naturally attract attention. Often, it's not because they are the most physically perfect person in the room. It's because they are comfortable being themselves. They don't constantly apologize for existing. They don't shrink themselves to make others comfortable. They take up their space with confidence. That is the energy you want to build. Not arrogance. Not pretending to be someone else. Just acceptance. Another important lesson is learning patience with yourself. Many people expect immediate transformation. They wear a dress once, look in the mirror, and focus only on what they dislike. They completely ignore what they achieved. They forget that they had the courage to try something they once feared. Imagine if a child learned to walk and after taking the first step said, "I fell once, so I'll never walk again." That sounds ridiculous. But adults do something similar all the time. They try something new, make one mistake, and decide they aren't capable. Your first attempt is not your final version. Your first outfit is not your final style. Your first experience is not your final confidence. Give yourself permission to grow. There is also something powerful about creating a safe environment for yourself. Confidence grows faster when you remove unnecessary pressure. Start privately, if that helps you. Experiment in your own space. Learn what you enjoy. Build your comfort level gradually. You don't have to prove anything to anyone before you are ready. Your journey belongs to you. And remember, being confident doesn't mean you never feel nervous. Even confident people feel nervous. The difference is they don't allow nervousness to make their decisions. They feel the fear and continue anyway. The most inspiring stories are rarely about people who had no fear. They're about people who had fear and moved forward anyway. Maybe today you still have doubts. Maybe you still wonder if you can really become confident. Maybe you still look at yourself and only notice the things you want to change. But what if, instead of looking for flaws, you started looking for possibilities? What if your reflection wasn't your enemy? What if the mirror wasn't there to judge you, but to introduce you to a side of yourself you ignored for too long? The person looking back at you deserves kindness. That person has carried your secrets, your dreams, your fears, and your hopes. They have waited patiently for you to stop criticizing them and start supporting them. Confidence begins with that relationship, the relationship you have with yourself. Because at the end of the day, the most beautiful outfit you can wear is self-respect. A person who respects themselves carries a different energy. They don't need constant approval. They don't need everyone to understand. They know their happiness has value. And this is where the phrase "zero excuses, only dresses" becomes more than just a title. It becomes a mindset. It means stop waiting for a perfect future version of yourself. Stop believing happiness is something you earn after you become flawless. Stop hiding the things that bring you joy because of imaginary rules created by people who don't live your life. Wear the dress. Learn the style. Build the confidence. Become the person you always wanted to give yourself permission to be. The moment you stop asking for permission is the moment your real confidence begins. For many crossdressers, the hardest battle was never finding clothes. It was fighting the voice inside their own mind. That voice that says, "What if I'm not accepted? What if I don't look good? What if someone finds out? What if I fail?" But there is a question that changes everything. What if you succeed? What if the dress you were afraid to wear becomes the outfit that makes you smile more than you have smiled in years? What if the time you spend learning your style becomes one of the most creative and positive parts of your life? What if the confidence you build here starts improving every other area of your life? Sometimes we focus so much on what could go wrong that we completely forget to imagine what could go right. A powerful transformation happens when you stop seeing crossdressing as something you have to hide from yourself and start seeing it as a form of self-expression. Think about artists, musicians, performers, and creators. They all express parts of themselves that cannot be explained with simple words. Clothing can be that language too. The colors you choose, the styles you love, and the way you present yourself can tell a story about your personality. Your style is your message. And the best part? You get to write it. You don't have to follow trends that don't represent you. You don't have to copy someone else's appearance. Inspiration is valuable, but imitation can become a prison. The goal isn't to become another person. The goal is to become the most confident version of yourself. A common mistake many people make is believing confidence comes from approval. They think, when people compliment me, I'll feel confident. But that creates a dangerous cycle because your confidence becomes dependent on other people's reactions. Real confidence comes from internal approval. It sounds simple, but it changes everything. When you look in the mirror and say, "I like this," before anyone else says anything, that's confidence. When you wear something because it makes you happy, not because you need someone else's permission, that's confidence. When you accept yourself even while you are still improving, that's confidence. Remember, improvement and acceptance can exist together. Loving yourself doesn't mean you stop growing. It means you grow from a place of respect instead of rejection. You can want better makeup skills and still appreciate yourself today. You can want to improve your wardrobe and still enjoy your current clothes today. You can want to become more comfortable and still celebrate every small step you take today. The journey becomes easier when you stop treating yourself like a project that needs fixing and start treating yourself like a person who deserves care. Now, let's talk about one of the most important skills: understanding fashion. Fashion is not magic. It's a combination of learning simple principles: fit, balance, color, texture, and confidence. Fit is everything. A dress doesn't need to be expensive to look good. A properly fitted simple outfit can often look better than an expensive outfit that doesn't match your body. Learn your measurements. Understand what styles complement your shape. Small adjustments can completely change how clothing looks. Color is another powerful tool. Some colors make you feel energetic. Some make you feel elegant. Some make you feel playful. Experiment. Don't be afraid to discover new sides of yourself. The color you ignored for years might become your favorite. Accessories can also transform an outfit. A simple look can become completely different with thoughtful details. But remember, accessories should enhance your confidence, not replace it. The most important thing you bring into any outfit is yourself. Many people also underestimate the power of practice. If you want to improve your makeup, practice. If you want to walk comfortably in different shoes, practice. If you want better photos, practice. Nobody becomes skilled by thinking about becoming skilled. Action creates ability. Ability creates confidence. Confidence creates freedom. This is why small steps matter so much. A person who takes one small action every day can completely transform their life over time. Maybe today you learn one makeup technique. Tomorrow you organize your wardrobe. The next day you try a new style. A month later, you look back and realize you have changed more than you expected. Growth is usually invisible while it's happening. Then one day you notice the difference. Another important part of this journey is taking care of your mental health. The world can sometimes make people feel like they have to hide parts of themselves. Constantly carrying fear and shame can become exhausting. Finding healthy ways to express yourself, connecting with supportive people, and treating yourself with compassion can make a huge difference. You deserve moments where you feel comfortable being yourself. You deserve moments where you feel proud of your effort. You deserve moments where you can simply enjoy the experience without overthinking every detail. Life is already full of pressure. Your personal expression should not become another place where you punish yourself. Make it a place of creativity. Make it a place of discovery. Make it a place where you feel alive. And if you ever feel like you are alone in this journey, remember something important. Many people have walked through the same fears. Many people have stood in front of the same mirror. Many people have wondered the same questions. The difference is that some of them decided their happiness was worth the effort. They decided that fear was not going to be the final decision maker. They decided that hiding forever was not the answer. That decision is powerful, because every time you choose courage, you teach yourself something new. You teach yourself that you are capable. You teach yourself that discomfort does not mean danger. You teach yourself that you can handle growth. And slowly, the person who once needed 100 excuses becomes the person who needs only one reason. Because it makes me happy. That is the heart of this journey. Not proving anything. Not competing with anyone. Not chasing some impossible image. Just allowing yourself to experience confidence, creativity, and joy. Zero excuses. Only dresses. And the courage to wear them. The final step of this journey is understanding one simple truth. The dress was never the thing you were fighting for. The dress was only the beginning. What you were really searching for was freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from self-doubt. Freedom from the endless excuses that kept you from experiencing a part of yourself that wanted to be seen. Because clothing alone does not create confidence. A person creates confidence. The dress only gives you a moment to discover what was already inside you. Think about how many years you may have spent telling yourself that you would start someday. Someday when you had the perfect body. Someday when you had more money. Someday when you had more privacy. Someday when you felt brave enough. But someday is a dangerous word because it sounds like a plan while secretly being a delay. The people who create meaningful changes in their lives are not people who waited until fear disappeared. They are people who stopped allowing fear to make every decision. They understood something important. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing yourself even when fear is present. Maybe your hands still shake the first time you try a new style. Maybe you still feel nervous when you look in the mirror. Maybe you still have moments where your confidence disappears. That is normal. Confidence is not a straight line upward. Some days you feel amazing. Some days you question everything. But every time you return to yourself, every time you choose kindness instead of criticism, every time you continue learning instead of giving up, you become stronger. Your journey is not measured by how perfect you look. It is measured by how much more comfortable you become being yourself. The most beautiful transformation happens quietly. It happens when you stop hiding from your own reflection. It happens when you stop immediately searching for flaws. It happens when you look at yourself and recognize a person who deserves happiness. That moment is more valuable than any outfit. Because a confident person can wear anything and still shine. But a person who constantly doubts themselves can wear the most expensive clothes and still feel invisible. The real upgrade is not in your wardrobe. The real upgrade is in your mindset. Start looking at every step as a victory. Choosing your first dress was a victory. Learning a new style was a victory. Taking your first picture was a victory. Trying something outside your comfort zone was a victory. Many people underestimate small victories because they are looking for a dramatic transformation. But huge changes are built from tiny moments repeated consistently. One decision becomes a habit. One habit becomes confidence. One confident person becomes unstoppable. And there is another lesson that deserves attention. Never let someone else's definition of normal destroy your happiness. Throughout history, people have always questioned those who express themselves differently. Fashion itself has changed countless times. What people considered unusual in one generation became completely normal in another. Human beings grow when they allow themselves to explore. Your individuality is not something you need to apologize for. The world does not need more people pretending to be someone else. It needs more people who understand themselves. Your style is a conversation between who you are and how you want to express yourself. It is personal. It is creative. It is yours. So the next time you open your closet, remember this. You are not just choosing an outfit. You are choosing confidence. You are choosing creativity. You are choosing to give yourself permission. And that permission does not have to come from anyone else. Not from strangers. Not from society. Not from people online. It starts with you. The journey of becoming comfortable with yourself requires patience. Do not rush it. Do not compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Give yourself the same encouragement you would give a close friend. If a friend came to you and said, "I want to try something new, but I'm scared," would you insult them? Would you tell them they are not good enough? Would you tell them they should give up? Of course not. You would encourage them. You would remind them that learning takes time. You would tell them that trying is already brave. Now give yourself that same kindness, because you deserve it too. There will always be another trend to follow, another skill to learn, another outfit to try. The journey never truly ends, and that is what makes it exciting. The goal is never to reach some imaginary final version where every insecurity disappears forever. The goal is to enjoy becoming, enjoy discovering, enjoy expressing, enjoy living. So forget the excuses that kept you waiting. Forget the voices that told you to hide. Forget the idea that you have to become perfect before you deserve happiness. You deserve happiness while you are growing. You deserve confidence while you are learning. You deserve joy while you are becoming. The person who once stood quietly in front of the closet wondering if they should try is already changing. The moment you choose action over fear, something powerful happens. You take back control. You stop living according to limitations. You start creating your own story. And maybe the biggest secret is this. The dress was never the thing that changed you. You changed yourself the moment you decided you were worth expressing. So wear the dress. Learn the style. Practice the skills. Celebrate the progress. And most importantly, never forget that confidence is not something you find. It is something you build. One choice at a time. One brave moment at a time. One step at a time. No more waiting. No more hiding. No more excuses. Zero excuses. Only dresses.